What is up, guys? Pongroomproductions back at it again with another movie review. And we just saw a really good movie, actually. It was called Dream Scenario, starring Nicolas Cage. Mike, go ahead. You take the lead for right now because I'm going to go off on a bit of a riff.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Just a minute or two. But go ahead.
Well, we do scale 1 to 10,
Yeah.
and I'll just go right in with a 7. I thought it was a very good movie.
Okay.
This, Nicolas Cage just really hits home how great an actor he is. Because I'm just thinking about all of the performances he's been. What's he been acting for, like 40 some years? At least
He's got
something like that.
He's got a lot of years.
Yeah, like back in the 80s. And he's done so many characters, and he's believable in so many. He was just very believable as like a nerdy, lame kind of guy. And it wasn't like, oh, he's putting on like he's doing a voice. It really was, this is like the guy.
Yeah,
I bought into it 100%.
I bought into it.
Even though he was doing, a different type of voice and, like a nerdy kind of whatever you would describe it, affect, it was extremely well done. He's just such a great actor. It just really struck me how tremendous thespian he is. Yes.
Yeah, I totally agree with everything you just said. Nicolas Cage, I grew up watching a lot of his movies, so to see him kind of took a little bit of a hiatus from acting. He necessarily
Has he though? He's done 100 million movies.
He's done a ton of movies, but there was a little bit of a period where he kind of didn't do some stuff for.
Maybe you didn't see what he was doing.
Well, maybe
I'd have to look at his IMDb.
But he's kind of making a bit of a comeback, if you ask me, because he's just been coming out with pretty good movies lately.
I suppose I'm not really sure. Yeah,
and
I don't really know.
They're all very interesting movies. They're funny scripts and takes. The last movie he did was he was playing himself.
Which one are you thinking about?
I'll throw it in there later in the description.
Was it recent?
It was about like a year or two ago.
Yeah.
It had Pedro Pascal in it as well, playing like this guy who was.
What is that movie?
He was like we're talking about the wrong.
Okay, sorry.
We'll review that movie.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
But
I gotta watch that.
But for Dream Scenario, on a scale of 1 to 10, I was gonna give it a 7.5.
Okay. So we're doing half scores. Okay. Half points.
I like the movie. It makes you think. It's earlier I was saying about how it really grabs you because the concept. We're just gonna talk about it because I know it just came out, but. It's everyone's just having these dreams of him constantly, and it's at first it's one here, two there, but eventually it's the whole human society of wherever he's living. Like it's whoever he deals with, sees like his inner circles.
It's not determined like how extensive it is. Like is it millions of people? Is it thousands?
But
it's a lot of people.
A lot. He was getting hundreds of messages. He went on the news. He did a little bit of a TV show or TV interview. And he was saying it probably got worse because of that. But they dive into the consciousness of dreams and like the meanings and so on and so forth. But it also really, in the beginning, I don't know if you'd call it this, but like the whole theme was when he was an unknown nobody as a professor, he was preaching about the zebras or teaching about the zebras. Right. And they were like, well, you can either stand out for, and the one student said mating purposes, and then in the movie, he got with a girl because of his kind of fame. You know what I mean?
He stood out all right.
Yeah, and then also, or
a great scene, by the way.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was pretty funny.
We had to look at each other and laugh.
We'll talk about that.
Oh boy,
that might not be good for YouTube if we actually
maybe should you'll know when you see it. You'll know when you see it. Yeah.
Going on, basically you can either you can stand out of the herd, that like a herd mentality as well, because the human species is kind of we're animals as well,
sure,
in our own way, but also if you stick out, then you can become a victim for the prey to come after you. You know what I mean?
Which also happens.
Which is exactly what happened. It comes off to me as a movie of like how humans need social interaction. They say we're social creatures,
social animals.
Yeah, social animals, and how all they ever really wanted was to be a little special, but not like the
not that special,
and of course the break in into his house and so on and so forth. The detective or whoever was like, yeah, fame comes with negative things as well. And
Yeah.
it was wild. And of course, he went like Twitter viral, and were formerly known as Twitter, or now it's X.
X, yeah.
And they did some name drops, and they're like, well, we're gonna pivot shift, and it was
Pivot shift.
It reminded of me of like how they just want to, like, the culture. They just want to take it. Like, even if it's something crazy, they just want to take it and then monetize it. Yeah, throw ads into it.
Right.
Social influencers, get involved, and then like it's not even really about the actual thing anymore. It's about making money. And there's, well, hold on, I'm almost finished.
Go for it.
I
hear you.
And the funniest part was they were like, it was kind of like fourth wall breaking in the terms of like they had like the dream house, like the social influencers, how they all pile them in and all make content and this, that, and the third. But they were just like, the idea would be they would pop into your head, give you an ad of something.
It's terrifying.
And they're just like, they just want to sell you anything.
And they show what it would be like.
Yeah. And
the guy is like, drink this. You have to see
He's just like product placement. Yeah, product placement and unnatural. And he's like, oh shit, let me do that take again. I said the S word, but oh well.
Oh darn.
Oh well, oh crap. But it was a good movie. It got dark towards the end. It was
disturbing in parts, wasn't it? The nightmares?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just thinking about a few of them. It almost like is a horror movie at some points.
Yeah.
I mean, it is like a horror movie in points because the nightmares are so disturbing.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage, again, great acting. He's great. It goes from just benign, where he just is in the dream, like he just stands around and does nothing, and he actually gets annoyed how everyone's dream is that he does nothing. Like he doesn't help you, he doesn't hurt you, he just does nothing. Then they turn into nightmares where he starts doing awful things to people in these nightmares. And then, anyway, it was really well done. Really well done. Yeah. And his character, it's like he's not likable, but you feel sorry for him. Yeah. At least in my opinion, that's the way I saw it. Like he's very,
he was an average guy. He just, he necessarily didn't tell the truth all the time. He kind of just, if it was good for him, he'd tell the truth. If it was bad for him, he would kind of just withhold it. That was like established when he was talking and recording with the dinner.
Oh yeah, that was sleazy.
And he was a little sleazy because and it didn't
weaselly.
Yeah, it didn't make him look good. So then he didn't tell his wife this, that. But he also, he almost cheated on his wife. And
that's a great question. Was that cheating?
I don't know, because
I was thinking about that.
He was like a doctor and really wanted to he was, and the female was like asking him to please live out the dream so that I can
so messed up.
Some weird
so
cathartic weird therapy.
Sure, yeah.
And he didn't know what the dream was until like moments before, because they were just at a bar, and she's of course it was dirty dreams,
right?
And and he really, all he did was walk into a room.
Just she touched him though, didn't she?
Yeah,
and then private parts,
and then everything else.
So
happened.
That makes it that's cheating.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real.
He didn't stop her.
It wasn't full on. Yeah, he didn't stop her.
He didn't stop her.
And if it had been vice versa, you would say, she cheated.
And he totally told her, he's like, hey, I'm married.
Yeah. So he did a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
He did a bad thing,
and that's kind of when everything took a turn for
that is when it started happening.
It was like they dabbled into like a collective consciousness of like is everyone's subconscious the same? Like they all just didn't like him after that.
Connected or something.
Yeah, like is he a bad person? And then it kind of reflects out, and then
because he actually didn't do anything.
Yeah,
until finally.
But like the punishment, if that little thing, it wasn't little, but if that one thing was the turn of why everyone started having nightmares about him, it's like, all right, that one thing, you can't forgive him for that. It's like he got ostracized and like kicked out of society. It was getting really dark because they were just like, you can't eat here, you can't. We don't want to.
Yeah,
we're not
got
gonna,
ugly and
we're not
sad
gonna,
and weird.
You can't come into the school to see your kids in a play. The one lady in the.
This would probably play out that way when you think about it. It seems very very accurate sort of, because I could definitely see it playing out that way. It's like even though he's not actually doing anything, lived experience. As they say. We experienced you doing something in our minds. So that means it's
but it's
real,
not real. But it's not, because it was all just dreams.
But then you can get philosophical. Like, what is real? It was
a
personal experience. All that stuff.
And he really, it also showed. Remember he did the apology video, and he told.
But it was fake. Yeah. Not fake, but
he totally lied though. He was like, "Oh, I had a dream too, so I've had."
But he did. Remember, that was him in the dream. Did you not notice that?
Oh yeah. yeah,
with the arrows.
yeah, you're
that
right.
was
And
him.
he was
It was
getting
hard
hunted,
to tell because he
yeah.
was wearing like a hat, but
Yeah.
that was him.
So
it was him killing himself.
But then
yeah.
he thought the apology video would totally fix things, and it actually made it a little worse.
It was it was
because then
his wife says it was insincere and
Yeah.
self-serving, and the wife was great in the movie
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, she
But-
was almost a little out of his league, wasn't she?
Yeah.
'cause-
But she eventually, total spoiler alert, but we've been talking about
Yeah, go
spoilers.
for it, yeah.
She kind of just totally divorces him and never sticks by his side because it's like, oh well, now everyone doesn't like my husband, so then I don't want to be with him either. When really she
Yeah.
was there through the whole thing, so it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
she knows best that he really didn't do really anything wrong.
Yeah.
And
But
'cause,
think
like,
about it.
yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
She didn't stand by her man.
Yeah.
But imagine if you were with a woman and it was like that. Like how much could you take?
I
mean,
don't
when you
know.
think I know.
It's-
how much could you take?
It's like
you know?
it's a whole thing on like public persona of you versus
Couldn't
like
even imagine. Yeah.
like it affects your job and your whole your living and-
Ostracized.
ostracized totally.
Yeah.
And I don't know, and then all of a sudden everything just kind of went away and stopped, and it's kind of like they were
He
jabbing.
gets big in. He doesn't even get big in France, but he gets exiled in the France. Basically,
it's kind of
yeah.
like they're just like everything's like a hot button topic, and then it's only that for a little while, and then it goes away, and
Yeah.
something else pops up. But
I mean, look at how much material to talk about. So it's a very good movie.
Yeah, this
it's a
movie-
great independent film.
it's a head scratcher. It
makes you think.
It makes
It's a
you think.
thinker. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Good movie. I really.
So what number you gave it? A 7.5.
I gave it a 7.5.
Rewatchability.
Let's talk about the noise.
I'm not even sure if that was part of the movie.
And
Was it really the movie?
It had to have been. And
I don't know, dude. It probably was because it was so consistent.
Yeah,
and it didn't sound like anything.
I mean,
How do you describe it? It sounded like someone was
okay.
working on something, and like
it's-
banging of metal.
It sounded like a box spring of a bed, like a
yes, it did sound like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was disturbing
It
after
was,
a while.
and it plays all throughout the movie, but it's different. It's subtle sometimes. It's aggressive in other times, and it had to have been part of the movie.
Oh,
Like
it had to be
it had
because
to have been.
it was not the sound that they would be making. They weren't going to be doing maintenance like that.
But at first you think that's what's going on.
At first, I was, and it sounded
Yeah.
so. Credit to the sound effects people.
Yeah.
It really, and I guess the speakers in the theater, it really sounded like it was happening like next door, in
Yeah.
the next theater, or behind the walls or something.
and that's a point for the movie theater. That's something I think
you
be
can
able
only truly experience them in the movie.
in the movie theater. Yeah,
Unless
And
you have an amazing sound system at
Yeah.
home, but the movie experience, yeah.
we're gonna leave the golden gem of what happened, like the funniest part of the movie. We're gonna let you experience that because
it's true. It's a great moment.
It was
yeah.
actually very hilarious.
Yeah, us spoiling in that would
yeah,
be lame. Yeah,
so
that would be lame.
You'll know when it happens, and you'll if you don't laugh at that, like you're not a funny person.
There's no joy in you at
Yeah,
all.
there's no joy. Yeah. Rewatchability. I don't know if I'm gonna give it a high score because it's kind of a dark movie.
Yeah, the disturbing moments might make me not want to watch it again, especially not by myself, or like alone in a room.
I would watch it with someone else.
Yeah, me too.
I would probably put it on maybe to catch some of the scenes or talk about it. Like, what do you think of like that whole scenario? Because it's totally.
I would love to watch it with someone who hasn't seen
Yeah.
it. That would be great. And like sharing the new experience with somebody.
Yeah.
What number do you give it for rewatchability though?
1 to 10. I'm gonna give it a 6.5. I'm doing a lot of 0.5s tonight.
I'll say 6.5. I'll say 6.5. Yeah, that's
6.5
fair.
for you as well.
That's fair. Yeah.
All right, 6.5 it is.
Mm-hmm.
Go see this movie. It was really, really well done. Nicolas Cage knocked it out the park. And
Great actor.
yeah, comment down below if you saw it. What was your favorite dream or nightmare?
Oh,
it all
that's
depends.
That's a good one.
It all depends because I guess some of them weren't all bad. Some of them,
one is in my head right now that I'm thinking of. When he goes like like that. Remember that when he walked like his daughter?
with his
Oh
daughter,
my god!
yeah.
I got
And-
chills
and
just
she
thinking
was
about
like,
it.
What?
That scared the shit. Yeah, right.
All right,
That was a good
guys,
one. Yeah.
Go see it. It's called Dream Scenario, and it's starring Nicolas Cage.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Comment down below. Oh, and we're trying to break 100 subscribers.
So close.
We're 5 away. We're at 95. So if you
Help
like,
us get there.
yeah, if you like this type of stuff, subscribe because we're just going to continue seeing movies for the rest of our lives.
You know it.
All right, bye.